The kind of man that came to marry my daughter, Osinachi, is an Anambra man from Ukwo, Nnewi. The kind of things I saw in this man's hands, I didn't know that these things exist in this world. Since he came to my house to marry Osinachi Nwachukwu, since he came to marry her, my daughter has never found peace, and neither did I. He took her just like a slave. He didn't regard her. He treated her however he wanted. To the extent that my daughter went to marriage, even to see her.
8 years.
It took 8 years before I saw my daughter with my own eyes, because she got married. When she gave birth, her husband did not tell me that she put to bed. It was other people that told me about that. The people that knew her before she got married were the ones that told me that my daughter put to bed. I called my daughter to confirm, and she said yes, that she just put to bed. And then I called the husband. The husband said I should not disturb him. That is the way he wants to do that, he would behave. And I asked, you mean you behave the way you want to do with my daughter that I carried for 9 months? Is it the way you want that you act? That's bad, it's not good. Then when I asked him that when you came to my house, you told me that you were a pastor, and that was why I accepted you. But when he started behaving like that, I had to ask him, I thought you said you're a pastor. And then he said, so what? When he said this, I said, that thing I saw in you before is not the thing I'm seeing now. And he said he doesn't owe me anything, that he has already married my daughter. And I told him I was going to come for Mugo. And he said he doesn't want to see me, that I shouldn't come for any Omugo. When he said this, I kept quiet. I called my daughter, Osinachi. I told her that I told your husband that I want to come for Mugo. And then my daughter asked, what did he say? And I said, he said he doesn't want to see me. And then she begged me and said I should not worry. And I kept quiet. People have been telling me, but my daughter doesn't tell me anything that she's going through. It's only people that tell me. When she gave birth to the first child and then got pregnant for the second child, it's one person that we live around the yard, 24 Nike Road. The people that she grew up with were the ones that called and said, if we know what we're going to do for Osinachi, that we should come and do it. I called Osinachi. When I called Osinachi, I asked her, how are you and your husband living? She said, it's not what you're going to ask me, Mama. She said, there's no problem, Mama. Till she got pregnant again and gave birth. When she put to bed, she said she called me and said I should come and see her, that what Peter is doing to her is so bad. And I looked up to heaven and down. And she called and she said that Peter said if she doesn't go in death, he will go in life. And I called my first daughter and begged her that she should go to Abuja and see how she'll get my daughter back. That what does he mean by if she doesn't go in this life, she'll go in death? When When we finished saying this, my first daughter agreed that she was going to go. She prepared and went to Abuja. When she got to Abuja, she carried Osinachi back. For 3 months. And then she carried her back.
Not 2 years.
After the one she gave birth of 2 years. And she stayed with us.
A year and 3 months.
For a year and 3 months. Then he started looking for her. And I reminded him that you said, if my daughter does not go in life, she'll go in death. And my daughter begged. My daughter begged. I'll say the truth. My daughter said, Mama. My daughter said, what God has put together, let no man put asunder. She said she would return back. I begged her not to go back, but marry another husband. But she said she's not going to marry another person, that she's already married and in the church, and she can't have any other husband. After she said that, after some time, the husband came to look for her and took her back to Abuja and started again treating her the same way. First child I didn't go for Mugo, second child I didn't go for Mugo, third child I didn't go. He doesn't care about us, he doesn't care whether we're living our life. My first son died. He didn't come close. I kept quiet and kept looking unto God. And then I felt sick. And then Osinachi went to Mommy Neche. I went to Mommy Neche. She went to Mommy Neche and begged her. Then Mommy Neche went ahead and begged Peter. And then Peter agreed that I would come to visit. When I came to Peter's house, after a month, Peter chased me and my son away from the house. And I left there. We packed all our things. Amarachi, my daughter, called a woman who is a twin, called and said she should come and pick us, that Peter had sent us out of the house. And she begged us to come and take care of us, a Delta woman. And then this woman came to our rescue and carried us, took us to our house, and we stayed there. And I was going for my treatment. And I stayed there for 2 months and then came back. Since then, my daughter got married to Peter. If this is how people get married, it's better my daughter doesn't get married. If marriage is all about this one that she had with Peter, the worst thing he said to me was saying that my daughter would either go in life or death. But unfortunately, she ended up dying. My daughter got ill in January. After a while, it stopped. In February, it started again, and then it stopped. And they were going for checkups. And they were going for lab, and they were going. They saw nothing wrong with her. Every time they go for checkups, they see nothing. But it's today that I heard with my ears that Peter said my daughter has cancer. But Peter said during that period, and my daughter said during that period, that there was nothing wrong with her. Me and my daughter spoke on Wednesday. We both spoke. And she told me, Mama, I'm ready to go home. That I just have mild headache. But she wants to go home. What I saw is more than me, but I leave every judgment to God that sees everything both in dark and open. My daughter suffered, she travels, she does a lot to make the money, and Peter is jobless. But that doesn't bother me. My daughter did everything with goodness. And he will still beat her.
Ọ ga-anọ n'ime ya.
He will
Ọ ya
still
ọnụ.
curse her.
Ọ ga-anọ n'ime ya.
He will
Mee ihe
still
anaghị eme.
do unthinkable
Mama
things to
na-ebi ya.
her, and my daughter would endure.
Sị nwa m ngwa.
And I will tell my daughter
Na nwoke a ga-egbu gị o kwukwere ya
that
ekwu.
this man will kill you. He has said it
Na
already.
ya ekpebiela na ha ya ga-alụ. Na ha ga-echenji.
But she responded that she has agreed within her that she would stay for better for worse. And she said he would change. And then some days later,
OSINACHI.
I spoke to my daughter on Wednesday. I called her and she answered. When she answered me, I asked her how she was, and she said she's fine, and I said she'll keep being fine. And I praised God, I thanked God that my daughter has gotten herself. And this was what I was telling my God. And then I called her and told her that she would have to give thanksgiving to God. And she said no problem. And she said, and then she told me that the nurse wants to check her. And then after the nurse checks her, that she'll call me back. And then later she didn't call, and I called, she didn't answer. The next day I called, she didn't answer. And then I called her mom. I asked her twin sister if she has called OSINACHI, and she said she has not. And then I told her that she said she was going to call me, but she hasn't called me. What Peter has done to my daughter, I can't say it all, but it's up to God that created heaven and earth to judge. The day he called me, when Peter called me by 8 p.m. at night, but my daughter died in the morning. The people that made me know that my daughter died were one Igbo woman that she's in good relationship with was the person that made me know that my daughter has died. My daughter told her to prepare food for her, and the woman prepared the food and brought to the hospital where OSINACHI was, but unfortunately did not see OSINACHI where she lay, and then the husband called me by 8 p.m. But that day I heard that OSINACHI was dead. I kept calling, but he never answered his call. And then when it got around 8 p.m., he then called. He called with OSINACHI'S number, and I picked the call. And then I asked, how are you people doing? He said they are fine. And then, how is my kids? How is OSINACHI? And he said OSINACHI has gone in the afternoon. And then I said, has gone to where? And then he said she died. And I said, OSINACHI? So that thing you said, you've done it. Because you said if she doesn't go in life, she'll go in death. And God will judge this case. Her twin sister went to look for her when she was sick. He refused that she see him. Her elder brother in Abuja, her elder brother came to see her. He rejected. My daughter begged, and we begged, but he refused. He doesn't want anybody of us to check. And then he said he didn't complain that he can't take care of his own, because he knows how he takes care of his own. The truth is, I feel hurt. But it doesn't hurt me too much, because I know God knows everything. Because he's a person like me. Because he allowed Peter Nwachukwu. In everything, I still praise God. 4 children that my daughter baited. Since since Osinachi gave birth to those kids, I have never seen them. They've never brought those kids to me, aside when they were very small. These children request to come to my place, and he will say there's no relationship between us. I suffered the day we were going to Osinachi's wedding. I moved from Oko. I'm grateful that I was not raped that night, because I suffered for this man.
No network.
There was no network to connect to where I was going to. And heaven opened doors for me. And then I went to their house. And then the next day I kept on going. And then after everything, first issue that we had was when I was in Abuja. My sister called me and that I should and she said that Peter wants to kill her when she gave birth to her first child and the second child. And then she said Peter wants to kill him. And then I came back and I told my mom. And then I went back. And then with my money, I took my money and went to carry Osinachi. I paid for her transport and brought her back home for a year. And afterwards, Peter came with some pastors.
Another person that day.
They blamed him that day. The pastors he came with blamed him that day. And after settling everything, it all went.
Then after that one. My sister was going through this.
The first child, my mother didn't go for Mugo. The second child, my mother did not allow her to come to Mugo. Peter did not allow her. He refused that my mother would enjoy the motherhood to her child. The third child, my mother did not go for Mugo. The fourth child, my mother did not go. The 3 boys and a girl, my mother didn't go to see them. That was hardened. Refused my mother her right.
One day in the village, my mother was Osinachi on phone.
One day in the village, my mother called Osinachi. And then Peter picked the phone. And Peter said to my mother, who is calling? And she said, who is calling? And I said, Osinachi. And he said, who is Osinachi? So did Osinachi fall from heaven? Meaning, Peter doesn't want to use his eyes to see Osinachi's family, both the twin sister and all of us. Even my brother in Abuja, he doesn't want to see any of us. He doesn't want to see any of us from Osinachi's family.
I called my sister
and we kept looking at him. I called my sister Osinachi. You and Peter, you are not quarreling. Peter should stay his own and you should stay. But please, find a way to stay away to see if his head can calm down. My sister is not troublesome. She's a calm person. She hates trouble. She took after my father. Osinachi took after my father. That's my sister's life before she died. It still feels like a dream. I don't understand what's happening. I feel cold. I'm shivering. Peter, my name is Amarachi. My name is Grace Eze. My twin sister is Osinachi Nwachukwu. Peter Nwachukwu is the husband.
All Glorious Singers program.
All Glorious Singers program. That was where Peter saw Osinachi in Abuja and then kept following her. It was as though they told him to keep following her so that you get her and then destroy her life. But what I'm glad about is that God did not allow him to destroy her with all the things he did. When he saw me and Osinachi, he collected my number. Osinachi refused that Peter would marry her. Osinachi was stubborn. Peter Nwachukwu kept calling me and begging me to beg my sister to accept him. Whenever he tells me, I'll say, no, it's up to him. Afterwards, I'll tell my sister that I don't understand this man. I don't understand this man. I don't understand this man. But it's up to you. And then suddenly things will move, and then suddenly things will scatter. And then finally, I don't know what happened, but I noticed that he and Osinachi became close. So he did nothing on her. The next thing they said they had agreed between them. He did this, he did that. And then he was close. He was calling me then till he got what he wanted. He came in, he felt there was money, he did everything, he paid for her dowry, and then they had their traditional marriage. After the traditional marriage, Peter does not have my number again. I married before my sister, and she was my chief bridesmaid. And we all wore white. And we agreed between us that when it's her turn, I would be her chief brides. But when it was her turn, the husband refused. My husband was my consoler that day, because I never believed it would happen to me, that I would not be beside my sister the day she's getting married. And Peter said, instead of me, I'd rather get another person. And it was another person that did the chief bridesmaid for Osinachi. The day they would have that wedding, and I followed them. I followed them to call. We didn't know the church. It was just one small room. That was where they did the wedding. I went, and my husband was consoling me, and I was crying when I was watching my sister. I cried. I stayed at one corner, and my husband was consoling me. And after everything, we left. And then that was when the journey started. I called my sister, and Peter would not allow her to pick my call till when I got pregnant the first. And Osinachi was also pregnant for the first time. And then they came to a hospital nearby us here. And Osinachi was attending that hospital and was there. And around 12 a.m. that was when Peter came to carry Osinachi from the hospital. And then the hospital people called me and said I should come and pick my sister. And then I was angry. I carried my brother, and we all went. We went to Prince Okachukwu's layout and told Peter to come out and asked him if he wanted to kill my sister. And then I pushed the gate, and then the security people came and asked me and begged me to leave Peter. And then I kept saying Peter should come, that he can't kill my sister. He should tell me the reason why he acted like that. That was what I was doing then. And then they begged me, and my brother begged me that we should go. Then when we go home, I started thinking, and then I started praying for my sister. I put her in my prayers, and then Osinachi survived. And all this while, every time I call Osinachi, she does not pick my call. Peter does not allow her to pick my call. And then Peter carried her to Abuja, and then she later put to bed. I didn't know. And things were going, and then I was enduring everything, and Peter told me that I will separate you and your sister. He said, I will separate you from your sister. When he said it, I thought it was a joke. And then I went for convention in Abuja. When I got there, and when I was coming, I told my sister I was coming, and he said I should come, and I should tell him. And when I called Peter, I was in Dunami's bus. I didn't have any money. I was at the back. I was at the back of the car, and I called the husband that I was coming. And the husband said, "You're on my own. You're not coming to my house. Go and repent." And I said, no problem. I shivered. I went for that convention. I went there. I was there. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have money to eat. I was feeling feverish. I had to. I was down. Peter is wicked. I was feeling feverish. I didn't know what to do. I was there.
My sister,
Peter refused my sister to see me. At the back, I could sight my sister coming in front. And then when I saw my sister saw me. And we hugged. The husband refused her to even bring food for me. And where I slept was by the toilet. I was ill and my legs were swollen. Don Jazz was the person who came and helped me.
After that one happened,
another one, I came for the convention. One minister arranged and told me to come with them, and then I followed them. I came for it. And when I came, and then they went to their hotels. And when I arrived for the second convention, I carried my bags. I stood there, stayed at the corner, and I didn't know who was going to give me food. I didn't have money. Nobody could give me food. And that when I came, because things were very rough for me, I didn't tell my husband. I just told him I was coming for a convention, and I was there. But one thing that God did that day, God just wanted to elevate his name. And that day my sister said she wants us to sing together. And then Peter did not know, because if Peter knew, Peter would not have allowed it. And then I stood, Shola stood. The person that owns the equipment, that sang equipment with Osinachi, Prosper, came and told me and said, Mama, be strong. And I said, yes. And I said, I'm not afraid. And I said, yes, I'm ready for anything. And I said I was not scared. I came, and then I felt like my sister was scared, but my sister came out and cried. And then my sister was just crying, and I said, so at the end of the day, she can stand with her sister to sing. And then if people watch that music, they will notice that there was a time where she was looking up to heaven and she was crying. And then at the point I picked up from her. And then after all that, we hugged and were so excited that we sang together. And it trended. And that was the day I knew that I had people. That day I was prepared. I went to Glory Dome, and I told God I was going to carry 100 seats. My tummy was aching me. I didn't have food to eat. Nobody was giving me food. It was just the chair I was sitting. And this was the second time I was going for the convention. I went there, I carried the chair, and I sat down there. And then the next morning they were going to a new site. And I told God that I was going to carry 100 seats. And that 100 seats, I was carrying it. And then the caterpillar was marking it, and people were marking it. And that was the first day they were going into the new site. And then the thing that was wrong with me, I could not find it again. The person that gave me money that day, that I later went to his place that day, was Reverend Victor Mark, gave me money. And then I came out and I used the money to buy plantain and things to eat. And after everything, in the morning, my sister called me and told me that I should come so that we could go to her house. And Peter said no, that she's going straight, that he's going straight to Peace Park. And then my sister said she doesn't want me to go with Peace. But Peter said he doesn't care that he's going to Peace Park. And then I said it will. And then I said nothing will be wrong with me. Nothing will happen to me. And then I called my husband and told him. And then we entered the bus. And then we're driving and we're heading to a destination. We go to Enugu. When we got to Enugu, I thanked God for safe arrival. I thank God that He has done what He has God declares him as God. I don't even know where to start talking from. That was when God announced me and brought me out. I don't know if it's because I said to God that I was going to bring 100 seats, that I told God that I was going to go to the site. And that's when God announced me. And then me and my sister sang together. And when Peter vowed it would never happen again. And then when they were planning for the anniversary, I came for another convention at the new site after they had finished building the church. Shola said anytime I want to come, that I should tell him that they put my name. We had sold, I and Osinachi had sold what we were going to wear, that we were going to use to sing together. But that cloth we'd never wear because Peter did not allow us. And so when they called Osinachi, I came in and I was waiting for my sister. I kept waiting for her. And the next thing, my sister called me and told me she was coming. But I felt like there was danger. And then I told her I was waiting for her. And then the next thing, Broshongo came and told me, Mama, hold yourself, Mama.
Hope you can sing alone.
Yes. And then I said yes. And then he said that Peter
drive near the gate. My sister
drove my sister to the gate, spat on her, and drove her back to the house, and then locked her in the house and told her that she was not going to come to the convention. And that's how Osinachi did not make it. And I kept enduring. And whenever I want to react, my sister will beg me. My sister would always plead on his behalf. When I went for a program in Lagos, Unusual Praise, he told keyboardists that we should not stay together. And you notice that we were staying far apart. Whenever we want to come close, the keyboardists will tell us to shift, because everybody was scared of Peter the Beast. The man kept telling me, Mama, shift. The distraction was everywhere. My sister was just there. I was begging my sister to smile. And then after it all, we came back and things kept happening and I kept enduring. My sister lives in Enugu, but she doesn't come to visit us. And when she was pregnant again, and she would call us and say Peter is dealing with her. She told us that Peter flogged her with a mop stick. Peter would beat Osinachi, and Osinachi would hide it. The only thing that Osinachi told us was one that happened with the last child. Peter sent her out of the house with the last child. It was the son that passed a cloth for Osinachi to cover the child with outside. Osinachi doesn't open her mouth because she knows if she says it, I'll tell my mother and I don't tolerate it. And Peter kept saying she does not have people and nobody will speak on her behalf. Peter kept doing injustice to her. And my sister kept walking towards heaven. And then we kept begging Osinachi to come out. And then he will go call people, abuse them, and Osinachi will beg and apologize. Before Osinachi goes for program, money will get into Peter's account. And then Osinachi called and said, after paying Osinachi 40,000 for a show, Peter collected the money and called Osinachi a criminal, a thief. He only tells Osinachi goes. He keeps pressing Osinachi down because he dictates where she goes for her programs and where she doesn't go. Before Osinachi goes for the program, they paid the money into Peter's account, but Peter will seize the money and she'll keep begging for money. And after all this, she will keep enduring. My sister brought my brother from the village, but unfortunately he ended up in the ghetto. He lives somewhere in the ghetto, in the gutter. He lives in the ghetto gutter. Nobody helps him. What I'm saying today, my mother does not know. It's onions. It's only onions that he eats. He doesn't have anything to cook or eat. He only eats onions in his food. But I said it is well. So I took the food. I took the food to Osinachi, and Osinachi was eating the food, and said the food was good. And then my husband. My husband decided I was going to go and see my sister, and he paid for my flight ticket, booked for my flight ticket at night, and then the next morning I went to see my sister. The day I landed in Abuja, as I was approaching, once I arrived, Peter accused me of not telling him before coming to his house, and then I kept begging him. I said I begged him for forgiveness, and he was saying that so we think we can kill him, that we think we can put him in our armpit, that we don't know he's a strong man. He was saying this and he was heading to the bathroom. So we don't know that he's a strong man, that we don't know we can kill him. And then I kept calling him Nam. But when he overdid it, I called him Peter by his name. I called him Oga. And then when I was staying there, he told me to leave. He told me and my brother to leave. That Prince Nwachukwu'S is coming. That he doesn't want the person coming to see me. And I said I was not here for Prince, that I'm here for my sister. And then he said he doesn't want the Prince Nwachukwu'S to see him. And then my sister said, but the Prince has not come now, allow them. When Prince comes, they'll go. And then he started screaming at her and asking her if she will be the one to tell him what to do. And then my sister kept apologizing to him. My sister said she was sorry, begged him. The man refused and insisted that we were going to leave. And I said I was not going to leave because I was coming from Enugu, and that was when I started begging him and asked him if there was anything I had done to him. And then he said he was done. And then my sister begged me. My sister begged me that we should leave. And then my sister stood up and was holding her chest. And Osinachi, she was holding her chest with her clothes. She's not a troubled person. She acts like my father. I'm the only one who disturbs in the family. When you offend Osinachi, the only thing she does is to cry. She was holding her heart. She was holding her chest. She was holding her heart, and she was crying. And she was saying, "You're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart."